The subpoena arrived on a Tuesday morning while I was having coffee with my business partner. Federal Express. Thick manila envelope. The kind that makes your stomach drop before you even open it. Inside, a lawsuit demanding $200,000 in alimony payments, plus another $75,000 in owed marital support from my ex-wife Jessica. According to the filing, I'd been withholding legally obligated spousal support for 18 months since our divorce. The problem, we had an ironclad prenuptial agreement, one that she'd signed, one that explicitly waived any right to alimony, one that her own attorney had drafted. Let me tell you how my ex-wife tried to rewrite history and bleed me dry, and how the paper trail she thought she'd destroyed came back to bury her in court. Before we dive in, if you're enjoying this story, imagine what else is coming. Click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and press the notification bell to get notified of more juicy corporate dramas. You don't want to miss it. My name is Greg. I'm 41 years old, and I run a software consulting firm called Apex Solutions. We specialize in custom enterprise applications for mid-sized companies. Started it when I was 29 with $30,000 in savings and a laptop. 12 years later, we're doing $8 million in annual revenue with 22 employees. I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm telling you because Jessica knew exactly what she was doing when she married me. I met Jessica at a tech conference in Austin 6 years ago. She was working as an event coordinator for the conference company. Beautiful, energetic, seemed genuinely interested in my work. We talked for 3 hours at the hotel bar after the first day's sessions ended. She was 28, never married, told me she'd moved to Austin from California to start fresh after a bad breakup. She had that startup energy, ambitious, driven, ready to build something. We dated long distance for 4 months. She'd fly to Chicago, where I'm based, or I'd go to Austin. Then she asked if she could move to Chicago, said there were better opportunities here, said she wanted to be closer to me. I helped her move, got her connected with event planning companies in Chicago. Within 2 months, she had a job at Premier Events making $52,000 a year. Decent salary, not extravagant but comfortable. We got engaged after a year. I was 36, she was 29. My business was thriving. I just closed a contract with a Fortune 500 company worth $1.2 million over 3 years. Life was good. That's when my attorney, Robert Stevenson, pulled me aside. Greg, I've handled your business for 7 years. You need a prenup. Rob, come on. Jessica's not like that. Every guy says that. You have assets, a business, investment accounts. She has $8,000 in savings and a leased Honda. I'm not saying she's a gold digger. I'm saying you need protection, for both of you. He was right. I brought it up with Jessica over dinner at our favorite Italian place. Babe, I need to talk to you about something. My attorney thinks we should do a prenup. I expected resistance, hurt feelings, the whole "don't you trust me" speech. Instead, she was completely reasonable. That makes sense. You built your business before we met. I wouldn't want you to worry about that. Really, you're okay with it? Of course. I'm marrying you because I love you, not because of your money. Let's do it the right way. Looking back, that should have been my first warning sign. She agreed too easily, too perfectly. Robert drafted the prenuptial agreement. It was comprehensive but fair. All assets acquired before marriage remained separate property. My business, Apex Solutions, remained solely mine. Each party waives any claim to spousal support or alimony. Marital property acquired during marriage would be split 50-50 in the event of divorce. Each party must disclose all assets and debts. Standard stuff, not trying to screw her over, just protecting what I'd built. Here's where it gets important. Robert insisted Jessica have her own attorney review the prenup. She needs independent legal counsel. Otherwise, she could claim she signed under duress or didn't understand what she was signing. This protects both of you. Jessica hired Patricia Mendez, a family law attorney she found through a colleague. Patricia's office was in Lincoln Park, nice building, established practice. Patricia reviewed the prenup, met with Jessica 3 separate times according to her billing records, and made some minor modifications. She increased the marital property split from 50-50 to 60-40 in Jessica's favor if the marriage lasted more than 5 years. Robert agreed. It was reasonable. On November 12th, we went to Patricia's office. Jessica signed the prenup. I signed it. Patricia notarized it. Robert witnessed it. We each got an original copy. I put mine in my safe at home. A fireproof safe with a digital lock, bolted to the concrete floor in my home office. We got married 2 months later. January wedding. Small ceremony, 50 guests. Honeymoon in Costa Rica. Everything seemed perfect. For the first year it was. Jessica was working. I was building the business. We bought a house together, a 3-bedroom in Lakeview for $680,000. Both our names on the mortgage, purchased during the marriage, so it counted as marital property per the prenup. Then things started changing. Year 2, Jessica quit her job, said the stress was too much, said she wanted to focus on us and maybe start her own event planning business. I supported her, told her to take her time. We could afford it. She never started the business. Year 3, she was spending money like we'd won the lottery. Designer clothes, spa days 3 times a week, girls' trips to Miami, New York, Los Angeles. When I asked her to slow down, she'd say, "You make plenty. Why are you being cheap?" I wasn't being cheap. I was watching our joint account bleed $6,000 to $8,000 a month on discretionary spending. Then I found out about Greg. Yes, same name as me, different guy, a personal trainer at her gym, 26 years old, looked like he lived on Instagram. They'd been sleeping together for 7 months. I found out because he texted her phone while she was in the shower. The message preview on her screen said, "Last night was incredible. Can't wait for Saturday when he's in Denver." I was going to Denver for a client meeting that Saturday. I confronted her. She cried, apologized, said it was a mistake, said she'd end it. She didn't. 2 months later, I came home early from a meeting and found them in our bed. My bed, the one I'd paid for. I filed for divorce the next day. The divorce took 11 months. Brutal, nasty, exhausting. Jessica hired a shark named David Brennan. Big downtown firm, expensive suits, reputation for bleeding people dry. The house, purchased during marriage, was marital property. We put down $136,000, paid the mortgage for 3 years. It was worth about $720,000 at that point. She was entitled to half the equity per the prenup, about $168,000 after costs. I offered her exactly that, $168,000, clean split. She wanted more. Brennan argued that she'd sacrificed her career to support me, that she'd been my emotional and logistical support while I built the business, that she deserved compensation beyond the prenup. Robert shut that down fast. Your client signed a prenup with independent legal counsel. She waived alimony. She acknowledged my client's business was separate property. She got exactly what she agreed to. The judge agreed. The prenup was valid, enforceable, no alimony, no claim to my business. She got her $168,000 from the house and her personal belongings. The divorce was finalized on March 8th, 16 months ago. Jessica was furious at the courthouse. "You're really going to leave me with nothing after everything I did for you? You're getting $168,000 and you cheated on me in our house. You're lucky you're getting anything." She stepped closer, voice low. "You haven't seen the last of me, Greg. I promise you that." I thought it was just bitterness, anger from losing. I should have known better. 18 months after the divorce, the subpoena arrived. Jessica was suing me for $200,000 in owed alimony, plus $75,000 in marital support she claimed I'd withheld. According to her lawsuit, we'd never signed a valid prenuptial agreement. Any prenup that existed was signed under duress. I'd coerced her into waiving alimony. She was entitled to 4 years of spousal support at $50,000 per year. I called Robert immediately. "This is insane. We have the prenup. She signed it with her own attorney present. Send me everything. The subpoena, the complaint, all of it." I did. He called back 2 hours later. "Greg, do you have your copy of the prenup?" "Of course, it's in my safe." "Get it now." I went to my office, opened the safe. The prenup was exactly where I'd left it. I scanned it and emailed it to Robert. He called back 10 minutes later. His voice was tight. "Greg, Jessica's attorney is claiming the prenup doesn't exist, that you never signed one." "That's impossible. I just sent you my copy." "I know, but they're claiming your copy is fabricated, that you created it after the divorce to avoid paying support." My blood went cold. How can they claim that? Because Jessica is saying she never signed it. Her attorney, Patricia Mendez, is saying she has no record of drafting or notarizing a prenuptial agreement, and Jessica's claiming she would never have agreed to waive alimony. Patricia is lying. She drafted it. She met with Jessica 3 times. She billed us for those meetings. Do you have those billing records? No, Jessica paid Patricia directly, but Patricia has to have them in her files. Greg, if Patricia's denying the prenup exists, she's either destroyed those records or she's part of this. The room spun. You think Patricia and Jessica planned this? I think we need to investigate, fast. Robert filed an emergency response to the lawsuit, attaching my copy of the prenup and demanding that the court investigate Jessica's claims. The judge, Honorable Maria Castillo, was not amused. Ms. Mendez, you're an officer of the court. Did you or did you not draft a prenuptial agreement for Jessica Winters in November 6 years ago? Patricia Mendez stood before the bench, calm and professional. Your Honor, I have no record of drafting any prenuptial agreement for Ms. Winters. I represented her in the divorce proceedings, but not before the marriage. The judge turned to Robert. Mr. Stevenson, you're claiming Ms. Mendez is lying. I'm claiming that records exist that will prove a prenup was signed, and I'm requesting the court subpoena Ms. Mendez's files, billing records, and email correspondence from November 6 years ago. Granted, Ms. Mendez, you have 1 week to produce all files related to Jessica Winters. That's when things got interesting. Robert hired a digital forensics expert, a guy named Tom Rixai who'd worked with the FBI. Tom specialized in recovering deleted files and tracking digital footprints. If Patricia deleted files, I can probably find them, but I'll need access to her firm's servers, which means we need a court order. We got one. Judge Castillo was starting to smell something rotten. Tom went into Patricia's office with a court order and a portable hard drive. He imaged her computer, her server, her email backups. What he found was devastating. Deleted emails between Patricia and Jessica from 6 years ago. Conversations about drafting the prenup, billing invoices, meeting schedules. But here's the kicker. He also found emails from 3 months ago. From Jessica Winters to Patricia Mendez. Date: 3 months before the lawsuit was filed. Subject: favor. Patricia, I need your help. Greg screwed me in the divorce. I got nothing. I need to go after him for alimony. But the prenup is a problem. If there was no prenup, I could get spousal support. Can you make it go away? Patricia's response. Jessica, what you're asking me to do is illegal. I can't destroy records or lie to a court. Jessica's reply. I'm not asking you to lie. I'm asking you to say you don't remember, that you can't find the files. I'll handle the rest. I'll pay you $50,000 if this works. Patricia's response. Let me think about it. 2 weeks later, another email. From Patricia Mendez to Jessica Winters. Subject: Ray, favor. I've deleted the files from my active system. If anyone asks, I'll say I have no record of drafting a prenup. But if they do a forensic investigation, they might find the backups. You need to make sure this doesn't go that far. Jessica's response. Don't worry, Greg will settle. He won't want the publicity or the legal fees. This will be over in 3 months and you'll get your money. Tom Rixai printed everything. 37 pages of emails. A complete conspiracy to defraud the court and extort me. Robert filed an emergency motion with the court, attaching all 37 pages of recovered emails. The hearing was scheduled for the following week. Jessica showed up with David Brennan, her attorney. Patricia Mendez showed up with her own attorney, a criminal defense lawyer named Gerald Hoff. That told me everything I needed to know. Patricia knew she was in deep trouble. Judge Castillo read through the emails in silence. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The courtroom was dead quiet. Finally, she looked up. Ms. Winters, did you offer to pay Ms. Mendez $50,000 to falsify records and commit perjury? Jessica's voice was shaky. Your Honor, those emails are taken out of context. That's not what I asked. Did you offer her money to lie to this court? Silence. Ms. Mendez, did you delete files and billing records related to a prenuptial agreement you drafted for Ms. Winters? Patricia's attorney jumped in. Your Honor, my client invokes her Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Judge Castillo's face went red. You're invoking the Fifth because you know you committed a crime. Mr. Brennan, did you know about any of this? David Brennan, Jessica's divorce attorney, stood. Your Honor, I had no knowledge of any misconduct. If I had, I would have withdrawn from this case immediately. Good, because you're about to. Ms. Winters, your lawsuit is dismissed with prejudice. You are barred from filing any further claims related to this marriage, this divorce, or any alleged alimony. Furthermore, I am referring this matter to the Illinois State Bar for investigation into Ms. Mendez's conduct. And I'm referring both you and Ms. Mendez to the Cook County District Attorney's Office for potential criminal charges including fraud, perjury, conspiracy to commit fraud, and obstruction of justice. She slammed the gavel. We're adjourned. And Ms. Winters, if I were you, I'd get a very good criminal defense attorney. Jessica sat frozen. Patricia stared at her hands. I walked out of that courtroom, feeling like I could breathe for the first time in months. The Illinois State Bar moved fast. They opened an investigation into Patricia Mendez within 2 weeks. Patricia was facing disbarment for destroying evidence, criminal fraud charges, conspiracy charges, potential civil lawsuits from other former clients whose cases she may have mishandled. She made a deal with prosecutors. In exchange for testifying against Jessica and avoiding jail time, she agreed to surrender her law license permanently and pay a $75,000 fine. She'll never practice law again. Jessica's criminal trial took 4 months. The Cook County District Attorney charged her with attempted fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud, attempted extortion, filing a false lawsuit. The evidence was overwhelming. The emails, Tom Ricksey's forensic report, Patricia's testimony, my copy of the prenup with Jessica's signature and Patricia's notary seal. Jessica tried to claim she'd been confused about the prenup, that she thought it wasn't valid, that Patricia had misled her. The jury didn't buy it, convicted on all counts in under 2 hours. The judge sentenced her to 18 months in prison, 3 years probation, and ordered her to pay me $127,000 in legal fees and damages. She was led out of the courtroom in handcuffs. I didn't feel joy. I didn't feel vindication. I just felt tired. It's been 10 months since Jessica's conviction. Here's where everyone stands now. Me, Apex Solutions, is thriving. We hit $9.2 million in revenue this year, hired 6 new developers, landed 2 new Fortune 500 contracts. Life is good. I'm dating someone new. Her name is Rachel. She's a pediatric nurse. Doesn't care about my business or my money. Just wants to watch bad reality TV and cook dinner together on weekends. She's never asked me for a dime. She makes me laugh. We're taking it slow. No talk of marriage, not yet, but maybe someday. Jessica, she's in Logan Correctional Center. Minimum security. She'll be eligible for parole in 6 months. Her attorney sent a letter last month asking if I'd consider forgiving the $127,000 judgment in exchange for her not appealing the conviction. I declined. She made her choices. Patricia Mendez, disbarred permanently. She's working as a paralegal now at a personal injury firm, making $42,000 a year. Her legal career is over. I almost feel bad for her. Almost. David Brennan, Jessica's divorce attorney, he was cleared of any wrongdoing. He genuinely didn't know about the conspiracy. He apologized to me via email, said he'd been duped. I believe him. He's a shark, but he's an ethical shark. Robert Stevenson, my attorney, still my friend. He sends me a bottle of Maker's Mark every year on the anniversary of the trial. Says it's to celebrate justice served. I appreciate him more than he knows. Tom Ricksey, the forensic expert. He now handles all of Apex Solutions' cybersecurity consulting. Best hire I ever made. The hardest part wasn't the trial. It wasn't the legal fees, though I spent over $200,000 defending myself. It was realizing how far Jessica was willing to go, how she'd recruited her own attorney into a criminal conspiracy, how she'd looked me in the eye and lied over and over, thinking she'd get away with it. My father used to say, trust, but verify. I trusted Jessica. I believed her when she said she was okay with the prenup. I believed her when she said she loved me for me, not my money. But I verified. I kept records. I stored that prenup in a fireproof safe. I hired the right attorney. And when she came at me with lies and fraud, I had the evidence to bury her. Here's what I learned. Protect yourself. Prenups aren't romantic, but they're smart. If someone truly loves you, they won't be threatened by protecting what you built before they arrived. Document everything. I kept emails, financial records, and legal documents. That paper trail saved me. Hire good people. Robert and Tom didn't just defend me, they uncovered a criminal conspiracy. You get what you pay for with attorneys. Never assume you've seen the worst. I thought the divorce was over. I thought Jessica was out of my life. I was wrong. She came back with a fraud scheme that could have cost me $275,000 if I hadn't fought back. Some people don't deserve forgiveness. Jessica sent me a letter from prison last month, 3 pages, handwritten, apologizing, saying she was desperate and made mistakes and hopes I can find it in my heart to forgive her. I read it once, then I shredded it. Some people show you exactly who they are, and when they do, believe them. Jessica showed me she was willing to commit crimes, lie under oath, and destroy an attorney's career, all to steal money from me. I believed her, and I made sure she paid for it. So here's my question for you. If someone tries to defraud you with a fake lawsuit, do you fight back or settle to make it go away? Drop your answer below. Type fight if you take them to court no matter the cost, or settle if you'd pay to end it quickly. And if you've ever dealt with an ex trying to rewrite history, or a former spouse coming after you for money they're not owed, share your story in the comments. You're not alone. Hit that subscribe button if this story resonated with you. Next week's story. My business partner tried to sell our company using forged board minutes and a fake shareholder vote, and how an email timestamp proved he was lying. See you then. And remember, protect what's yours, keep records, and never underestimate how far someone will go when greed takes over.